Hello guys, this is your pick a card reading. So this is going to be card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Card number 3 is rose quartz, and this is a John of God crystal. Card number 2 has the citrine point. And card number 1 has the rainbow hematite. So let's go ahead and get started with card number 1. Okay, and I did go ahead and pull some other cards to go along with the message. Okay. And let me turn it around the other way. Okay, so the first card you guys have here is the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords in this spread, I feel it's more so of a mental anguish rather than like a heartbreak. And it could actually be you feeling as though you are going through a heartbreak, but it's more so due to your own... But it's more so due to your own thoughts. I feel like in the spread, it's just a lot of mental anguish. It's almost like you're feeling distracted, confused, and just having like a mental anxiety. You're just thinking way too much about something and thinking about like the negativities, you know, and it's making you really feel lonely. Either you're feeling lonely or you're alienating yourself from hanging out with your friends, or you know, this is a general message, so it's going to be a little bit different for each of you. But for some of you, I feel like you're just feeling lonely, even if you're around a lot of people. For others of you, I feel that you are not around a lot of people because you're feeling lonely. So it makes you feel even more lonely. So I feel like a lot of you are in this energy here. And this is your little roadmap of how to get out of that energy, okay? And what's to come. So you're in that energy of just feeling confused and distracted and just like creating almost like a mental fog. And I feel like some of you are like going back and forth within your mind in regards to a specific situation. And it's almost like you're projecting. You're looking at the possible future outcomes, and you're focused more so on the most negative one. You know, and you're focused on the feelings that you think you would feel if this actually happens, which, you know, could lead to unhappiness. You're fearing unhappiness. You're fearing, you know, tears. You're fearing separation. Some of you are fearing a breakup, you know, to be very blunt. Some of you are fearing a breakup. Some of you are fearing sorrow, disappointment, but don't freak out, because this is your solution here. Okay, so the next card you have is the Seven of Fire, Courage. And this is from the mythical goddess Tarot. Okay, so this card here says that once you face those inner fears, which you're experiencing now, once you face those inner fears within yourself, then you'll be equipped to face any physical manifestation of these fears. Or, you know, maybe perhaps you are sensing something that is very likely to happen. Once you face these possibilities within your mind, and there's a conflict, I feel, within you. There's some sort of conflict and resistance to some change coming, because you feel like this change is going to bring you unhappiness. It's going to bring you sorrow and disappointment, and you're going to feel like a failure. But, you know, this card points to facing these fears of those energies, of that negative energy that you're projecting, facing the fears within yourself. So then whatever comes along your path, this tells you with the courage of facing the fear within yourself and basically, you know, handling those inner demons, you'll be able to handle anything similar in the physical world. Not just, you know, but it starts with facing it within yourself first. And then you'll be able to easily handle it if it does come to manifestation. Okay? So that's how you're going to shift out of this energy of mental anguish. To shift out of this energy of mental anguish, you're going to have to face your inner fears, to be honest. You're going to have to face these fears head on. And then you'll be able to face it in real life, in person, in your physical world. So the next card here is the Pleiadian Star Goddess, okay? This is the Star card, which is an amazing card. When the star shows up, I feel that it indicates that you're being divinely guided. And I feel like a lot of you are starting to feel like you are understanding and actually realizing what your life purpose actually is. And if you already have understood that, you're now taking the action. You're now taking more action towards that. You have like a drive, you know, and it's leading you to your highest path of love and light. So follow your passions and you will find that you are on your destined path, okay? So basically, and then the next card is to keep yourself from becoming an empath that is absorbing the pain of others. Keep mirrors around you that deflect negativity. Now, I don't think anyone should keep themselves from becoming an empath, okay? If you're an empath, it can be a great skill to utilize and to help others because you'll be able to understand them easier, understand what they're feeling, okay? But I think the message here is that, hey, you're an empath, which is why right now you're feeling such mental anguish because maybe you're not just feeling your own fears, but you're feeling the fears of others. And this is just telling you to recognize what's yours and what's not yours, okay? It'll be a lot easier to handle this shift if you're letting go of anyone else's feelings you're kind of, you know, absorbing. So this is just indicating that you're most likely an empath. The next card we have here is from the Medicine Cards Tarot deck. And this one is the Swan. Now, this one did come up reversed. I will tell you guys it is reversed. So because it's reversed, it means that you are probably feeling pretty spacey right now. And it's like you need to ground yourself. You know, you're too much... You're projecting way too much into the future. You're not able to enjoy your present moment. You're not able to be present because you're thinking too much. Okay, so it translates to others as you being spacey. Okay, so that really correlates with this here. This is kind of like your advice. These two will really aid you. These two cards are really going to aid you in shifting from this energy to this energy, to this energy, okay? So what's going on here, guys, is that you're being guided, okay? Right now, you're being guided to your higher path, to fulfilling your destined purpose. And it feels a little fearful right now because you sense, because you're an empath, you sense that there is this huge shift occurring within yourself, within your life, and possibly around with the people around you as well. Now, like I said before, in order to shift from that fearful, anxiety-filled, lonely, confused, distracted, spacey place, you're gonna need to ground yourself. And once you ground yourself, and also identify what actually is your fear and what's the fear of those around you, and release the fears of those around you and say, no, thank you, I don't want that energy. You can keep it. Thank you anyways. Once you do those things, then you're going to need to confront the fears that are within you. You're gonna need to confront them, face them, and really question them. And I feel that most of you will realize that these fears are either not really real. These fears are very much of your own creation. And also, not only that, but if these fears actually do manifest into your reality, if there's something that you sense strongly, you strongly sense that these things are actually going to come into actualization, then, once you face, then that's okay. I guess what you have to realize is that worrying about it and allowing it to affect you now is definitely not going to help anything. You're not going to be grounded, and it's going to delay this blessing that's trying to come into your life, okay? There's a blessing here with a star. You're being divinely guided to your highest path, and it's like a happier place. You're being redirected in life right now to a happier place, to be more fulfilled and more connected to the universe. You're already headed there, but it's like there's a huge shift trying to come in. And most of you sense that, which is causing this energy. But you need to face these fears and release them, okay? And I'm not saying ignore them. No, face them and see where they're coming from. Because there's most likely limiting belief systems that are causing these fears within you. Like, oh, if I leave this relationship, then I won't be happy. Okay, why wouldn't you be happy? Like, is that maybe you'll feel sad for a little bit, but eventually you will be happy. And actually, you'll be happier. This is what this card is pointing to. You being happier without this thing that you're fearing of losing. And it may be a job. It may be a relationship. In most cases, this is actually probably a relationship. Not always, but a lot of times the Three of Swords is about heartbreak, a breakup, but there's something better coming and waiting for you, but you need to go through this shift first. Face these fears and release them. Don't hold on to other people's fears. Ground yourself, because right now you just need to ground yourself. Release these fears. Your blessing will come. You will undergo a major shift, and the blessings will pour in. Alright guys, that's your message. If you have any questions, you can definitely leave them in the comments or inbox me. For a personal reading, there is a link down in the description box. Thank you guys for watching this reading, and have a stellar day. Reading number 2. Okay, so I do have these other cards here to aid in this reading. The first card you have is a Page of Coins. Now this represents somebody who is very career focused right now, possibly expanding their knowledge, and that could be through study, it could be through school, but not always through school. And maybe you're just thinking about going to school, but either way, this is definitely career focused, okay? And I feel like a lot of you guys came out of an energy of rebelliousness and feeling mentally bogged down, and possibly in regards to work. But you're out of that now, and you're feeling a drive and a passion for learning and expanding your skills and your talents. The next card you have here is Gaia, the world, and this is from the mythical goddess Tarot. So the world says that you are transforming your old thought patterns, releasing limiting beliefs, and becoming a better version of yourself. The Wheel of Fortune, Lakshmi. I love this deck. Lakshmi and the Wheel of Fortune here says that once you move through the energy of shifting your consciousness, you will have new opportunities, luck, abundance, and you'll see a new path to a happier, more fulfilling future, okay? So this is a really, really lucky, good card to a better place, happier place, more fulfilling future, okay? So I feel like this is a really, really positive, uplifting, good reading. Okay, so this is the path you're walking here, guys. You are most likely here, which is, you know, studying and just being driven in regards to work. Okay, deep concentration, and application, and I feel like it's really in regards to your work right now. Okay, and then it comes the World, and then the Wheel of Fortune. Now, like I said, these are two really, really good cards to have side by side in the same reading, guys. These are major arcanas in this deck. So it's a very, very, very powerful energy in this reading. So the next card you have here is Face Your Fears. When you do, you'll realize that they're not real, but only what you've created. Now, some of you, I do sense, are still shifting out of that old thought pattern. You're still shifting out of that old way of thinking, which would be this in reversed, okay? So you're shifting from the reverse energy of this to the upright energy of this, okay? So you're shifting your thought pattern and becoming a better version of yourself. To aid you in doing so, you must face your fears. When you do, you'll realize that they're not real, but only what you've created. Which I love that card, because it's like, okay, if it's only in my head, then it's not real, so it's okay. The next card here is the Otter, and this is from our Medicine Cards deck. So the Otter. When the Otter comes up in a reading, it indicates that it's time to be more playful. Stop your addiction to worrying. A lot of you who picked this one, you're addicted to worrying. Allow for things in your life to flow. By going with the flow, you'll feel a lot more balanced, okay? So the energy of this reverse is like really unbalanced, in my opinion. I feel like it's a really unbalanced person, mentally scattered. So these two cards are basically your advice cards to continue aiding you in shifting out of this energy and into this energy here of drive and passion and application and just, you know, really trying hard and working on your career and shifting your perception to one of a better perception, a higher perception, which will shift you, then it'll shift you to a better path. So shift your perception, you shift your path. Okay, guys, and I feel like you guys are on this path, and if you're not already, you are headed there. This is your direction. This is your roadmap, okay? These are your advice cards. If you need to replay the video to listen to the advice again, do so. But that wraps up this reading, guys. It looks like you are going to a very, very powerfully positive, happy, fulfilling place. There should be a link for you guys to book a reading down in the description box, or you can just visit me at www.theenchantedone.com for a personal reading. All right, guys, you guys have a stellar day. Number 3, if you guys chose the Rose Quartz, John of God stone, then tune into this reading. I did pull some other cards to clarify and to give us more guidance in this reading here. Okay, so the first card we have here is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a really good card. It often indicates a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or you have it in your charts, but not always. It doesn't always indicate a fire sign. It just indicates this energy, okay? The energy here is of a sympathetic and understanding person, someone who's very loving, an honorable person, and someone who's very friendly. Now, I feel like if you guys chose this one, you came out of the reverse energy. So you came out of this reverse energy of feeling of having unstable emotions and resistance to change. Now I feel like you're shifting that energy into a more sympathetic and practical energy of the Queen of Wands. So now, because you're shifting that energy and from the reverse to the upright, you're now able to express love meaningfully. And it's like you're becoming warm again. I feel like a lot of you guys, like, your heart was frozen and now it's starting to melt. It's starting to melt, which is allowing you to feel your emotions and express love in a genuine way. It's like you guys healed or are healing from some sort of emotional anguish. Okay? So that's really good. The next card you have here is the Three of Earth, which this card, and it says works on the bottom. This card, whenever it shows up, I feel like it's saying that your mental, emotional, and physical are now balanced and powerful, actually. I feel like you're now able to influence a lot of people, possibly through your work. I feel like you guys will be doing something like to influence a lot of people, possibly even what I'm doing, YouTube videos, readings, something that's really gonna help a lot of people, okay? And the only way that you're able to do that now is because you have helped yourself. You have balanced yourself out. The next card you have here is the Four of Wind. Now, when the Four of Wind comes up, it says that you need to be patient. It literally says patience on the card, okay? Everything comes at the perfect time. So don't rush. Don't rush it, guys. I feel like you are on fire right now, and you've got such a huge drive. You're balanced, and you want to help other people. And I feel like some of you might even be waiting for some abundance to come in to aid you in helping other people, okay? But whatever you're waiting for a blessing. You're waiting for a shift. You're waiting for something. It's like you sense something is coming. Some change in your life is coming. And the card is telling you you have to wait for this blessing. You have a blessing coming, but you have to wait because it's going to need to come at the perfect time. If you get this blessing too soon, you just won't be ready for it, okay? So this is going to come at the exact perfect time. Don't worry, the blessing is yours though. The next card you have here is another advice card. Money doesn't make you happy. It is the good you do with it that brings you joy. So some of you, like I said, you're waiting for something, and that could be money. That could be a payout, you know. You guys who chose this, you're on a very powerful path, and you're on a path of, and there's a bright future, and there could be some worry in regards to money. But this is telling you, keep in mind, money doesn't bring you joy, or money doesn't make you happy. It is the good you do with it that brings you joy. So keep that in mind. A lot of you need to hear that, I feel. But either way, be patient because something good is coming. Now you have the frog here, but it did come up reversed. And this is from my medicine card deck. When the frog comes up reversed, it's time for a new perception. Otherwise, negativity is drawn to you guys. It's like you have this perception. I feel like this is more advice if you're still feeling like this reverse energy. Because I know this did not come up reverse, but I'm just intuitively picking up that a lot of you are feeling the reverse energy of this and shifting out of that. A lot of you have already shifted out. But some of you are still shifting out of it. So you're like this. You're shifting out. Something to aid you in shifting out of that is the frog reverse is here to tell you to change your perception, okay? Because right now you're holding a negative perception and being, I don't know, just a negative perception, I feel. So with a negative perception, you're drawing negative things to you, okay? And it's like some of you, especially if this is still reversed, you're still in the reverse energy of this. If some of you feel like your cup is empty, and when I say cup, I mean your emotional cup, your love tank. You feel like your love tank is empty. And if you do, just know that right now you need to smell the roses and count your blessings, okay? Because what you're waiting for, What you're waiting for is for that rain to come again, to fill your cup of your emotional cup, and for you to be happy again. You're waiting for that. And the thing is, it's going to come in the right time. So be patient. But while you're being patient, you need to do the work and try to ground yourself, balance yourself. And what will really help you is acknowledging this, and also realizing the frog is telling you to shift your perception, okay? Look at what you have to be grateful for, okay? Even if you feel like there's your emotional cup runneth low, there are things you have to be grateful for, and you need to focus on those things, okay? Focus on those things. But I feel that this is your path, guys. This is your path. And this indicates emotional balance. This indicates emotional balance. This reverse is not emotional balance. It's actually emotional turmoil. So you're coming out of that energy into being more balanced, but you need to have patience if you're not there yet. And also there's a great blessing coming for you. You need to have patience for. But either way, this message is shift your perception from a negative to a positive. And that'll help you guys. That'll really help you. So that's your message for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There is a link to book a personal reading with me in the description box, or go to www.theenchantedone.com. You guys have a stellar day. Really quickly, I did want to give a shout out to Consciousness Collections. This is an amethyst bracelet, amethyst and golden hematite. And this bracelet has been very, very dear to me, near and dear to my heart. If you guys wanted to check out the store, there is a link for that down in the description box.